or the Communist Republic of China or the land of Chinese Communist Party or the land of PLA has a very bad history of abuse. They abuse everybody, their own citizen, their adversaries, even their allies. And the recent and biggest example is the state of Sri Lanka. Few years back, it got trapped under the Chinese debt diplomacy. And unfortunately, it had to lease out to Chinese its jewel in the crown, that is, its southernmost port of Hambantota, which is very strategic due to its geographical location, and they had to lease it, unfortunately, for 99 years. Everybody thought now Sri Lanka will understand and now it will be careful from Chinese. But opposite happened. Recently, their parliament, despite the opposition from the political opposition, from some of the social groups, from the warnings of people and friends, they passed a bill. It was Colombo Port City Bill, in which they have given, you can say, they have given sovereignty on one of its port city which they are developing with the help of Chinese to China. So much so that China can use its own currency over there. China can bring its own laws over there. China can bring its own citizens over there and can also bring a separate passport. So you can say that China can develop its own province within Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka is one of the best ally. You can say that it is going with China the way China wants. It has become almost a client state of China. But what China does when any country becomes its client state, they start abusing them. And recent abuse started with Sri Lanka. We all know Chinese virus and the havoc it has caused around the world, including in Sri Lanka, including in India, including in Nepal, including in the United States, including in Europe. Previously, India was giving these countries vaccines. India gave vaccines to Nepal, India gave vaccine to Bangladesh, we gave vaccines to Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, due to the second wave of coronavirus, India had to give vaccines to its own citizens. Now came China. China started giving vaccines to Nepal, Bangladesh, as well as to Sri Lanka, along with other countries. And the rate with which the Chinese gave the vaccines to Sri Lanka and Bangladesh was $10. But to the client state of Sri Lanka, they gave for $15. You may say, Nepal and Bangladesh must have bargained well. No, they were told, both the countries were told, that you won't leak out the prices. But finally, they are democracies. Things came out in media, it came out in print, and everybody knows that the deal was done with Bangladesh and Nepal for $10, whereas with Sri Lanka it was done for $15. And why so? Why they did this? Because right now the situation is that Bangladesh and Nepal are not full client state. Nepal is a partial client state and Bangladesh is still not a client state. So they want to woo them. They want to make them client state, so they are giving them cheaper vaccines. Whereas Sri Lanka has already become a client state, they don't bother. Now they have started abusing them. Now they have started sucking them. Now they are behaving like East India Company and Lord Clive, who used to act in a sucking manner in India. The same is being done by Chinese in Sri Lanka. Now, it is a great example for other countries. that you should take care of yourself and don't get trapped under the diplomacy of Chinese. Chinese do not have any morals. And when I am using the word Chinese, I'm not talking about Chinese people. I am talking about the state of China, that is the Chinese Communist Party. CCP doesn't have any morals. They don't care of any rights or human rights or international laws or at least basic decency and basic morals. The country which is leasing you its property for 99 years, the country which is allowing you to make a province of yours within it, you should have given them free of cost vaccines or at least at par price. But you are giving them even costlier than other countries because now you know that it can't do anything. It is under the grab of China. So I will say that other countries, especially the Asian countries, the ASEAN countries, the SAARC countries, must learn from the mistakes of Sri Lanka and do not get trapped under Chinese occupation, Chinese debt trap, and Chinese policies. Thank you. Someone was asking some question. Can you rewrite it? Because that time I was busy, so I was not able to read the question. Can you rewrite, please? Okay, you write in comment box. I will reply. Thank you. Take care.